And this is, did part of your inspiration come from the success or the popularity of a couple other video game documentaries?
I mean, I've obviously watched, Fistful of Quarters, King of Kong, and Chasing Ghosts, and all the. But I think the fact that there isn't that many video game documentaries is something that inspired me to make this as well. I mean, I personally I'm a huge gamer, so I love to see the culture, the stories behind the culture. So that was something I wanted to accomplish as well. Is that I felt that there's definitely a niche that needs to be filled, needs more content.
Mm-hmm. And where and when can viewers see the film?
Well, at the moment, we've got a trailer up at 100yenfilm.com. We're running a fundraising campaign to get finishing funds. We've already reached our goal of $20,000, so we're well on the way to being done. That's at Indiegogo, again, indiegogo.com/100yen, the final coin. And then we're hoping to premiere the film somewhere special later this year. I can't say quite yet, but it's not locked in. But hope for later this year. We'll be making a big announcement on the website, so you can check it out.
So you're going what's the film? Is it the film festival circuit routine? Is that what it's called?
The film festival, or we're gonna release it. I guess it's not theatrically, but yeah, like we're gonna release it via that form first. But people who have donated, they can get digital HD downloads. So as soon as it's kind of released after world premieres, I assume that we're gonna ship it out pretty soon after that. Okay. DVDs, Blu-rays, etc. So.
Are you looking for a distributor then?
We are looking for a distributor. We'll self-distribute it if we have to. Okay. So we'll get it out there.
But this could potentially be something that you see on television.
Absolutely, I'd love to. I mean, if you guys have friends at G4, give me a call. I've been in touch with them, and we just gotta. I mean, I have to finish the film and get them a screener, but we've been talking. So, or other television stations. I mean, we're not documentary channel history. Just give me a call. Come on.
Our parent company, or at least the studio branch of Classic Game Room.
Yeah.
We used to distribute independent documentaries. In fact, I produced. At least 10 of them. I would say 5 of them are probably big. Big in terms of, I think at least something similar to what you're talking about, hour and a half, run times, high-definition visuals.
Yeah.
And, it's just an immense... I don't think people going into filmmaking understand how much of a time commitment it is to make an hour and a half feature film that has to be perfect. Every little detail, every audio cue, every bit of information... Every frame has to be perfect.
Yes.
Or else there'll be some engineer at a TV station that essentially throws the book back at you and says, "Go away."
Yep. Yeah. And just going through it. I mean, it's in Japanese, right? So myself, I'm listening to it. I basically just have my headphones on. And I'm listening to the same Japanese sentence about 45 times in a row, making sure it can grammatically be cut here and then reconnected here, and it's quite the undertaking. But luckily, I've got a few friends that who are helping me out a bit. But.
Is the film going to be in English? Is there parts of it which are translated? How did you decide to do that?
Yeah, so it'll all be in its native language. Whoever is speaking that language will be speaking either English or Japanese, and then we're going to be subtitling it. So there'll be dual subs in Japanese and in English, so that both markets can pick up on it pretty easily. But we're also hoping to subtitle it in Spanish and French as well. And I think there's a gentleman who's offered to subtitle it in Thai. So.
Okay.
And potentially German. So just kind of as much as we can, we're going to get the language barriers away and send it out to the world. So.
Now, what is your background in filmmaking? How did you get into this stuff?
I mean, I started filmmaking when I was in high school, just playing around with cameras and stuff. I've always loved making movies. I studied fine arts for a university degree, and quickly found out that doesn't mean anything in real life. So
no, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. Kids don't go to university. But it did enable me to get a job in Japan teaching English.
Okay.
So I did that and started making movies. I made my first feature out in Japan with some interesting people. It was about a robot nurse and a terminally ill man. Doesn't have a release anywhere, but it's quite interesting.
Robot nurse, and this sounds right up my alley, though.
Yeah, I'll send it over your way. You can check it out.
Robot nurse and terminally ill man. I like that.
It's like a play. It's a one-room play. It's very dark. But I mean, from there, I got back to Winnipeg, is where I'm from, and we've got quite a good film scene. I mean, there's big budget movies, there's small budget movies. So I've just spent the last 3 or 4 years just working on anything I could, and from there, it's just I've acquired my own equipment, and now I can make movies as I see fit, which is nice.
So can you stomach the film festival scene?
The film festival scene is an interesting one. I haven't seen the major film festivals yet, but you know, I'd like to get there one day.
I don't know. I couldn't. I never actually had the patience to deal with people telling me this sucks.
Wow.
This sucks because of this, and this. I'm a very difficult person to
definitely-
deal with.
There's a lot of that in the industry. I mean, there's people are very opinionated and they're willing to tell you that things are shit.
Of course, it always helps if you have friends in the right places. That was the other thing I noticed immediately about the film industry. It doesn't matter how good you are. What's really important is who you know.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, really.
So you do have a lot more flexibility on the internet, and it's exciting that you are using the internet as a launching tool for this, and hopefully at least part of your distribution method.
Yes, absolutely. I think the internet allows me to really use my voice in the way that I want it to be heard, and I think people are you know, connecting with it. We've had mostly positive comments. I've had a few hate mails, which I enjoy, and I've checked out a few internet forums. There was one in French that was pretty hilarious. That was bashing me, but you know, haters gonna hate, as they say.
Yeah, the anonymous voice on the internet allows for lots of anonymous criticism.
True.
You should read our comments field someday.
I will make sure to do so.